All right, so we are open up to the next clean page in our math notebooks for today's notes. Today, we are going to be titling our page 7.3, Add Fractions with Unlike Denominators, and today's date, which is 1-12. So 7.3, Add Fractions with Unlike Denominators, and today's date, 1-12. So whenever you see a W with that slash, 5th grade, that's a way of abbreviating the word with. We kind of have a longer title today, so I use that abbreviation. So like I was saying earlier, basically what we're doing today is we are taking all the steps we learned yesterday for finding the least common denominator and converting our fractions into equivalent fractions with that new denominator. But instead of just leaving the two fractions at the end and saying, oh, I got this fraction, we're actually going to add them today. So it's same steps as yesterday with just the additional step of then adding those two final fractions. Awesome. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up when you have your title and today's date ready to go. Awesome, 5th grade. Awesome. Thank you. I'm keeping my hand in the picture because it seems to make it brighter for whatever reason. It's kind of funny. I don't know. It does though, because if I take it away, yeah, put it back in. It's a little brighter. I guess so. All right, 5th grade, are we ready? Okay. Okay, so 5th grade, we're going to get right into how we add fractions with unlike denominators, or denominators that aren't the same. So, steps. We're going to be using these two fractions as our example, 1/2 plus 2/3. And remember, take good notes, don't rush, and ask questions. Those are the keys to success with fractions. Give me a thumbs up when you've taken your time and written this down. Awesome. Awesome, thank you. So 1/2 plus 2/3. Perfect. Yeah, it does a little bit. Maybe. Maybe that's why it gets brighter. It's my ring. Yeah, could be. Okay. So, 5th grade, are we ready to move on? Okay, I'm giving you another moment. I heard a no. Awesome. So like I said, our steps are going to be very similar to yesterday's, just with an additional step at the end. We're using the example 1/2 plus 2/3. Maybe. All right. Okay, so 5th grade, our first step, find the LCD. This is what we did yesterday. Find the least common denominator. So, we need to list multiples for our two denominators then. So you can go ahead, get this written down, and then you can go ahead and right off the bat start listing those multiples, just like we did yesterday. Give me a thumbs up when you have this written down and you've listed the multiples for the 2 and the 3, because we have 2 and 3 as our denominators, and we're finding the least common denominator. The denominator, the smallest number both of the denominators have in common. Thank you. Once you've listed those multiples, go ahead and circle the number in both lists that they have in common. Now, if you're looking at this like, wait, Missy, I don't quite remember what the LCD is. Flip back to yesterday's notes real quick, and you can look back at our notes yesterday too. The least, yeah, so like the smallest number both denominators have in common. Least common denominator. But you could think of it as low as 2. You were close. Awesome. So give me a thumbs up when you've listed those multiples and circled the one that they have in common. Awesome. See a few people finishing this step up. Take your time. Now, even if you finish, doesn't mean you should be turning and talking to the people around you. Most of you have a book. You have something to draw with, but you should not be turning and talking to the people around you. Now, 5th grade, if instead of writing it the way I did, if you'd rather do the little chart that we usually do for the multiples, you can do that too. I like to show you different ways of listing it based on the space that you have. So you can always list them right underneath the fractions. You can always list them left to right. It's up to you. All right, I'm going to give you another moment because some people are listing the multiples and just need a circle, the one they have in common. Okay. So let's look at this together, 5th grade. When I list multiples of 2, I start with 2, and I can list 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Then I'm going to list multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. All right, so 5th grade, I'm looking. I see 2 in my list. They both have 6, and they both have 12. Which one do I circle? Why? Yes, it is least common denominator. So the smallest one they have in common. So 6 is smaller than 12. So I'm going to circle the 6 in both. Nice job. How many of you circled the 6 in your list? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we've completed step 1. We found the LCD. Then we're going to complete step 2. Convert to equivalent fractions. So again, get this written down, and then you can go ahead and convert them to their equivalent fractions. So just like what we were doing yesterday, these first 2 steps we've already done. We did them yesterday and on our homework. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up and that. All right, fifth grade, let's look at this together. Let's see if we got the same thing. So our least common denominator is 6. So we set it up with our two original fractions, 1/2 and 2/3. We left a space and then equals a fraction over 6, because remember 6 is our new denominator. So what do I multiply 2 by to get 6? Show me on your hands. 2 times 3. Yes, so times 3. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. Yep. So 2 times 3 equals 6. 1 times 3 equals 3. Now, show me on your hands, what do I multiply 3 by to get 6? 3 times 2. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. So, yesterday we would have stopped here, right? We would have gotten 3 6 and 4 6. This is where we add the extra step. Then we add our fractions. So number 3, step 3, add the fractions. So step 3, add the fractions. Once everyone has the step written down, I'll scoot the paper down, don't you worry. So this is our extra step. Once we found the LCD, we've converted them to equivalent fractions, then we're going to add them. What I want you to do is think in your head, what do you think the fraction will be when we add them? Think in your head. I'll reveal the answer, think in your head. When we add the 3 6 and 4 6, think about what that is going to be. All right, can I move the paper down? Okay. So, I left it blank so we can do it together. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, 5th grade, let's add them. We have 3 6 plus 4 6. Write this down. Equals. Now, 5th grade, I will tell you. First, tell me, what do I do for the numerators? Because we do something different when we add fractions. We do something different for the numerators than we do for the denominators. I'm giving people time to write this down. Raise your hand if you know what we do with the numerators when we are adding fractions. All right. Allison, what do we do with the numerators? You add them. So 5th grade, 3 plus 4 is 7. Raise your hand if you can tell me what we do with the denominators, excuse me. What do we do with the denominators? Do we add them? Michael, what do? We keep it the same. These are 6. So this is 6. So 3 6 plus 4 6 equals 7 6.
Equals 1 and 1 6.
Now, technically, what kind of fraction is this? You can raise your hand and tell me. It starts with an I. What is it technically, Layla? It's an improper fraction because our numerator is larger than our denominator. Listen up. Now, for now on your homework, if you kept it 7 6, I would accept it. However, does anyone remember how to convert this or what this would become as a mixed number? Grayson. 1 and 1 6, because we ask how many times does our 6 go into 7? Why are we talking? It goes in one whole time because 6 is a whole, right? 6 over 6 is a whole. So we'd have one whole. Well, we have 7 6. So we would have an additional piece. So 1 6. So 1 whole and 1 6. So you could also write it as, or 1 and 1 6. Perfect. All right, close your eyes. Close your eyes, put your heads down. Close those eyes, put those heads down. Show me, on a scale of 1 through 5, how do you feel about adding fractions? We did the same steps as yesterday, and then we added that third step of actually adding them. Show me, how do you feel? 1 through 5. 1 through 5. Okay, hands down. Hands down. Open your eyes. Okay, we're going to practice and then work time. You guys are doing awesome today. Thank you so much. Let's keep it up so that you guys can have some work time for your homework. All right. Practice. Yep. All right. Practice. Yep. Writing down the word practice. Waiting for voices to be off. Okay, so today you only have 4 practice problems. Oh, you want 6? Yes! Today we have 4 because I want you to have space, okay? I want you to have space. I wanted you to have space to do them. Okay, so 5th grade, once I show you your practice problems, get them written down, and you can immediately start completing them. I am waiting for voices. When you are done, does that mean, yay, I get to turn and talk to the people around me? No, it's the work time. When you are done, give me a thumbs up. When I nod at you or something, then you can quietly read, write, or draw at your desk. Capiche? All right. Here are your practice problems. Okay? Voices off. Oh, let me put my hand in so it's a little brighter. So, number 1. Hey, what did I say about those voices? Number 1 is 1/9 plus 5/6. Number 2 is 4/5 plus 1/15. Number 3 is 1/2 plus 1/6. Michael, do you need to go get a drink of water, take a break? All right. And number 4 is 2/8 plus 1/2. So once you get these written down, go ahead and start solving them. So again, number 1 is 1/9 plus 5/6. Number 2 is 4/5 plus 1/15. Number 3 is 1/2 plus 1/6. Number 4 is 2/8 plus 1/2.
I got a question on, like, because I don't have enough space, so can I, like, look to where I'm doing this, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll see the multiple.
Yes, you can do that over there.
Oh, that's great question. So if I just find something really did that, you know?
So you first have to convert them to new fractions with the same denominator, and then you add them. So right here, we have 9 and 6. The first, we find a multiple. So both 9 and 6.
I have enough room.
So, did you hear what Frankie asked me? He asked me if you can best take multiples over here. Remember at the beginning of this whole best like to do a lot of stuff in fractions? Remember that? That's just because that's how it is. I did not create fractions. I did not invent fractions. This is how it's done. So, here you go. Okay. Alright. I won't share my tip with you. Something powerful. Guys, find something to do quietly, please.
All right, ready to rock? Fifth grade, let's look at these together. You guys were doing great when I was walking around, when I was answering questions. So let's look and see how we did. Okay, I'll use dark blue. So when we look at our first one, 9 and 6, I'm going to list under each of my denominators some multiples of them. So for 9, I have 9, 18, 27. I'm going to stop there. For 6, I have 6, 12, 18. Oh, have I already found my LCD?
Yes.
What is it? It is 18. So 18 is my least common denominator. So then I'm going to set them up to convert them. So I would have 1/9 space equals something over 18. And then I have 5/6 space equals something over 18. So then I'm going to go in and think, okay, 9 times what equals 18? Well, 9 times 2 equals 18. And whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So I'm going to multiply the numerator by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Then I'm going to come down and do the same thing with 5/6. So 6 times what equals 18? Well, 6 times 3 equals 18. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So I'm also going to multiply that by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. So then I will take 2/18 plus 15/18, and that equals 17/18. What? All right. It says 17/18 is my answer. How many of you got 17/18 as your answer? Awesome, fifth grade. Okay, then let's look at number 2. Now, I noticed for a lot of you, for number 2, 3, and 4, how many of you were able to find the LCD in your head without listing out the multiples? How many people were able to do that? Awesome. How many people had to list out the multiples for some of them? That's okay too. Yeah. Yep, that's cool. That's a good practice. So I'm going to list it out still just so that you can see. So if I list out multiples for 5, 10, 15. For 15, I have 15, 30, 45. Well, I can see already my LCD, least common denominator, is 15. Yes. Now, fifth grade, one of our fractions already has 15 as the denominator. So do we need to do anything to it? No. It stays the same. We only convert when we need to change it to a different denominator. So I only need to do this next step for 4/5. So 4/5 space equals something over 15. 5 times 3 gets me 15. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So 4 times 3 is 12. Fifth grade, why are we having all the side chatter? When you guys know when I'm looking for an answer, drawing it out or saying it multiple times, don't need to do that. Okay, so 12/15. So that means I am taking 12/15 plus 1/15. 12/15 plus 1/15, well, 12 plus 1 is 13. And my denominator stays the same, so 13/15. How many of you got 13/15 for number 2? Okay, awesome. Nice job. We're halfway done with our practice problems. Then for number 3, 2 and 6, let me list some multiples. 2, 4, 6. 6, I've got 6, 12, 18. Well, once again, so 6 is my LCD. Now, do one of our fractions already have 6 as the denominator? Yes. 1/6. I can leave that alone. I just need to convert 1/2. So 1/2 space equals something over 6. So 2 times what equals 6? 3. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. So then I have 3/6 plus 1/6. Well, I know that I need to add my numerator, so 3 plus 1 is 4, and I keep the denominator the same. Did anyone happen to simplify 4/6? No. Does anyone remember what simplify is? What's simplifying, Mackenzie?
So you take the 6 and the 4, and you see how you divide it by how much.
You're very close.
I know you divide it, but I forgot. I know how to.
Elena, thank you for not blurting out while raising your hand.
Well, I simplify it, and so what you do is you simplify it to
The smallest. Yep. Yep. And how did you do that? Okay. Okay. Will, how do we do it?
So say it's like 4/8, simplify to 1/2.
But you're not telling me how.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what you do? We have 4 and 6. You think, what is the largest number that can go into 4 and 6? That can go into 4 and 6. 2, right? 2 goes into 4 and 6. So we could divide the 4 by 2, and whatever we do to 1/2, we have to do to the other, and divide the 6 by 2. So 4 divided by 2 would be 2. 6 divided by 2 would be 3. So you could have also written 2/3 because that's an equivalent fraction. But 4/6 totally works. So you could also get 2/3 for that one. But if you just have 4/6, that's fine. Jack, L.
Is it okay if you multiply both of them, and then you still get the same answer?
Yes. If you set up.
You get like it's the same denominator.
Yep. Exactly.
You set it up the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You definitely can. Yep. Okay. Then finally. Oh, how many of you got 4/6 or 2/3 as your answer? How many of you got 4/6 or 2/3 as your answer? Okay. Awesome. Then we have number 4. So number 4, 2 and 8. So I'm going to list my multiples. 8, 16, 24, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, 8 is our LCD. Again, do one of our fractions already have 8 as a denominator? Yes, 2/8. So we don't need to convert that one. We just need to convert 1/2. So 1/2 space equals something over 8. I ask myself, 2 times what equals 8? 2 times 4 equals 8. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to what, 5th grade? Yeah, do to the numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. So then I add. So again, we didn't have to convert 2/8. So it would be 2/8 plus 4/8. 2 plus 4 is 6. I keep my denominator the same. We get 6/8. Again, if you wanted to simplify, we could divide both 6 and 8 by 2, and that would get us 3/4. Yep. How many of you got 6/8 or 3/4 as your answer for number 4? Awesome, 5th grade. Show me on your hand 1 through 5. How did you feel about your practice problems? Awesome. How did you feel about your practice problems? Awesome. Okay. In your workbook, please open up to page 387. 387.
It's not even.
387. Yep, 387. Guys, you should be able to open up your workbooks without talking and wasting people's time. All right, on 387, you're circling number 1, number 2, number 6, number 7, and number 9. So I'm going to say that again. Number 1, number 2, number 6, number 7, and number 9. Those of you who choose to keep talking are getting precariously close to earning a check because you've been doing so all work time during math, even after numerous reminders to work on something quietly while you were waiting. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes of work time. I will turn on work music. I expect you to use it wisely, and then we will get started with language arts. Go ahead.